Hi, in March of this year I made a video on the new Steinberg licensing system for Cubase 12 and other Steinberg products. Recently there have been a few interesting updates regarding the licensing system, of which one is very important for Cubase 12 users, especially if you often activate and deactivate your licenses on multiple systems. So let's have a look and let's go. Now, as I showed you in my previous video, which I will link at the end of this one, everybody who bought Cubase 12 now has 3 licenses that can be used on 3 different systems. And you activate and deactivate them with the Steinberg Activation Manager. Let's have a look. So this is the Steinberg Deactivation Manager. You can see that I have a Cubase 12 Pro license and it's activated. You can also see that in your My Steinberg account. If you go to Products, Show Steinberg Licensing Based Products, you can see that I have a Cubase Pro 12 license and it's used on one computer at the moment. And I last activated it on October 2nd of this year. Now, if I now choose to deactivate this license so I can use it on another machine, I can push Deactivate in the Steinberg Activation Manager. Takes a while and you can see now that it's not activated. If I go back to my Steinberg account and refresh the page, you can see that I have a Cubase Pro 12 license and it's not used on any computers. And I can do the reverse thing again. I want to activate it on this computer again. I push Activate in the Steinberg Activation Manager, refresh in my Steinberg account, and you can see that it's again activated on my DAW PC today. So this all works quite immediate and quite well. However, as I also told you in my initial video, if you have a license activated on a laptop or PC, and for example your hard disk crashes, or it gets stolen, or there is some other reason that you can no longer access the system, you can no longer deactivate the license on that system because you cannot access the Activation Manager on that system anymore. Now, if you were in that situation, Steinberg offered an alternative, is that you can contact Steinberg support and they would be able to deactivate the license for you on that system that could no longer be accessed. I have never gone through this, so I'm not sure what was involved exactly, but it's probably a bit of a pain to have to contact Steinberg to get this arranged. So what I always did myself on a laptop that I sometimes use Cubase 12 on as well, is that I always deactivated the license as soon as I was done working with Cubase. So if that laptop crashed, it would not contain an active license and it would not be lost. Or I would not have to contact Steinberg support to get it solved. However, this is no longer the case. They now have a system in which you can deactivate the license even if that PC or laptop is no longer available or accessible to you. Let's have a look. Because at the end of October, Matthias Quellman posted in the Steinberg forum, we have added the option to deactivate licenses from within your My Steinberg account on computers that are not available anymore. Also with a bit of a warning, please use the Steinberg Activation Manager to deactivate individual licenses if you still have access to the system. And all details can be found on this page. So on this system they explain again that you can go to your Steinberg account, and there's now a button to deactivate licenses on unavailable computers. And again, a warning that if you do still have access to the Activation Manager on those systems, please use that option. Now, if I go to my Steinberg account and I go to Products, you can see that there's indeed a Deactivate Licenses on Unavailable Computers button. If I click that, I basically see that I now have an activated license on DAW 2021. And that's my main Cubase PC that you just saw me deactivate and activate. You can also see that I activated this license on November 4th. And imagine that my hard disk crashed and I could no longer use this system. I could now use this option to deactivate the license. So great update and important for all of us who were worried about losing licenses on systems that you can no longer access. Now, before I go on to the next licensing update, if you like these kinds of videos, please give it a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm so that it gets shown to more people. Subscribe to the channel, and if you want to know when I publish another video, you can push the little bell icon. You can also support the channel by using the Super Thanks button, or when you buy anything at these stores using one of the affiliate links in the description. But let's now get back to licensing. Now, the second recent Steinberg licensing update is the fact that Retroloque is now also under the new licensing system. As I explained in my original video, more and more of the Steinberg products will gradually move from e-licensing towards the new licensing system, and Retroloque is now also part of that. Let's have a quick look. So late October, Florian Haak from Steinberg indicated that it's now possible for all Retroloque 2 and Retroloque Expansion registered users to migrate their licenses to the new Steinberg licensing system. And you can do that by using the vouchers section on your My Steinberg account, where you will find a download access code that will allow you to do so. And this includes all registered licenses for these expansions, of which I don't have any, I must admit. And you must also make sure that you have installed the most recent Retroloque 2 version. Now, these vouchers will only appear in your account if you purchased it separately. So Cubase 12 users that have Retroloque as part of their Cubase install are already covered by the license and there's no action needed. So for me, I don't have to do anything regarding to Retroloque 2 because I got it as part of Cubase 12. But if you bought it separately or you bought some extension packs, for example, then you can now move those under the new licensing system as well. And if you want to know how that's done, there is a separate article on the Steinberg website, which I will link in the description to tell you the exact steps, including even a video on how to migrate products from the e-licenser to the new licensing system. Now, if all of this new licensing stuff came out of the blue for you and you want to know more about it, you can check out my original video in which I show you everything about licensing when it was introduced for Cubase 12. Have a look, enjoy, and see you soon.